So, as a regular interview, now that I know what a regular interview is, so it started off as a regular interview with the professors telling me to introduce myself. So, basically, what they expect is because obviously there are two strangers interacting in the room. So, because they hold the upper hand, they want you to introduce yourself so that they get to know you and what kind of person you are, and basically where your interests align, and you need to give them some hints and some pointers so that that particular thing they can catch on and the interview can go ahead with that perspective in mind. So let's say I'm interested in maths, so I just let them know that maths is one of the subjects that I'm good at and I want to pursue in my future career. So maybe they'll ask me more questions about maths, or if they want to, then they'll divert to some other topic that they have scheduled for the interview. Okay, so for the interview, uh, when I got to know that I was shortlisted for the interview round, I was happy first of all, but then I realized that I had to work for the interview as well. So you go to the center and you have written the written ability test, and every day prior to that, you just listen to some YouTube videos or watch some guide or get your mentor to tell you what you should do, and you should prepare a short introduction for yourself, because the first question in your interview has to be about you introducing yourself. So 10 to 12 days ago from the interview date, if you start preparing yourself and just look in the mirror and just practice how you're speaking, and if you look confident or not, or whether you are shy and looking a little timid and reserved, you can work on your confidence and show the interviewers basically that you are a smart individual who deserves their place at a premier institution such as this, and just venture out into all the other possibilities that you want to mention in the interview. Mention what are your interests. Make a list of talking points that, oh, if a certain situation pops up, what am I supposed to answer it with? So let's say you want to talk about GK when they ask you about your interests. You want to talk about reading, or you want to talk about sports. You are a TV show enthusiast. You are a writer. You play instruments. What are the things that are your interests and that define you as a person? Just be clear with that and what you want to speak. Don't club a lot of ideas into one. Choose whatever you want to, and just go with the flow, and don't take a lot of stress. Okay, so when I went into the interview room, there were two professors, and the third person in the room was me, who was the candidate being interviewed. So I got to know the moment I came here, my very first term, my philosophy teacher, professor, took my interview. So and he recognized most of us who gave our interview in the center. So there are always two professors who take your interview, and basically, I think they try to play a good cop, bad cop. One would be observing, and one would be the one asking the questions. So you need to make sure that you make eye contact with both of the professors and all the people present there. If they ask you a question, address them, and before leaving the interview, thank them for just listening to you, and before you start an interview, wish them, exchange pleasantries, and yeah, just carry on with the normal tone of the meet interview. And even if you get nervous, just because you do not know anything, just admit it to them that you don't know the certain topic, so that you don't globe around the topic and beat around the bush and waste everybody's time. So just admit you don't know anything and just move on, and that will be fine. Okay, so I'll answer the second part of the question first. I think I fared well enough, because first I'm in this college and I was good enough to be considered by the professors to be in this institution. So I think my interview went well. It was mainly because I had a list of talking points in my head, as well as I knew when not to take a step up. So if I did not know a certain topic, I just stepped down and I admitted it to the professors that I did not know it. So I did not waste anybody's time, and we just moved on in the interview. They would also ask you about your interests. So I mentioned maths and economics as per my stream. And they asked particular questions about maths, economics. They had a little GK in it. So it does not, there is a lot of set structure of the interview that these are the topics they would ask you from. Basically, whatever you introduce yourself as, whatever stream you are in, that is basically used up as a resource for your interview. And yeah, you just have to make sure that all the people present in the panel are not displeased with you, and whatever you have is displayed in a very perfect manner so that the interviewers take you in. Okay, so my attire on the interview day was normal smart casuals. So I was wearing a formal shirt with pants and shoes. And yeah, there were other people who were also wearing blazers and jackets as well. But because it was, in the mid-summers and wearing blazers would be a little too much for me. So I decided you can wear business casuals, you can wear smart casuals, but please always remember to wear shoes because your toes should not ever be visible in an interview setting. And that is basic decorum that you should follow. And yeah, apart from that, dress casually, appear smart and confident. And if you carry off your dress, just wear something that you feel confident. Okay, for the interview round specifically, I would advise the students to, as I'm keeping on mentioning, the step down when you need to. If you do not know answer, do not globe around. If you know a half-hearted answer or you know some part of it, just say that all I know about this topic is XYZ, list down everything you know, and then just stop and just mention, I don't think I know anything beyond that. So you can restrict yourself as well. Do not talk too much about a certain topic unless the interviewer asks you to. Try to keep, conversation from your side more logical and do not repeat the points that you're saying because that would just make your interview redundant. Another advice I would say is that appear confident. Even if you think that the answer you're saying is not sufficient enough, if you deliver it in such a manner that you're confident and you know more about the topic, even though there is more to be known about the topic, not half-hearted, you know about the topic, but you think there might be subsidiary questions asked. So just appear confident and answer it in, you know, at least you should exude the confidence that you have. And the interviewer should know that, yes, the person sitting in front of me knows what he's talking about. So interviewer should not feel that the candidate was a little less confident. Your style of walking when you come and take the seat, when you wish them, when you say thank you and just leave the meeting, you should be fully formal with them because at the end of the day, this is a college prospect. And if you want to be truly a part of this institution, you have to make a good impression because a first impression counts.